Okay, don't be scared, everybody. We got the tower on the board. Now, this message is for everybody, all signs. But what I saw when I felt the energy behind the tower was not scary. So the tower itself is the worst card in the deck. The tower itself is destruction, devastation, disaster, okay? But what I saw was Legos. Like, not the small Legos, like the really small, the Legos they're bigger for small kids, like for children, for really, really young kids, okay? And so that's the first thing I saw. The other thing I saw was a sink, okay? So the sink is giving me a sense of cleansing, of washing away something, and that makes a lot of sense for the tower. The tower does destroy and wash away things. Now, the Legos seems to me a lot like, again, something that you built that was immature, right? You built it, but it was with the children, the Legos for kids, like for, between 3 and 6 years of age. It wasn't the advanced construction for adults. That's the vibe that I'm getting, and so maybe that's why destruction happened. Now, this is for everybody, so everybody might be seeing this on some level in their life or witnessing it. It doesn't even have to be happening to you. You might be witnessing somebody's immature belief systems get toppled over and destroyed, and that's what the tower is with the Legos. Let's pull more cards and find out more information. There was one last thing I saw, but it doesn't really pertain to this right now. Let's keep going. So the next couple cards, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Wands. So the tower being destroyed, it's a good thing. And here are the cards that tell us that. Wheel of Fortune, right side up. Wheel of Fortune, right side up is good fortune. And then the Nine of Wands is something that is actually, it had to happen so that we can build the tower with the adult version of the Legos. So we can build the tower with the 12 and up. That's why it had to happen, because the Nine of Wands is skill. It is the 12 and up. It's like going to college and getting a degree, and so you have the skills as the Nine of Wands. So the reason that things are just being destroyed, the reason why things are collapsing, either in your personal life or you're just witnessing this on a grand scale, like a country, right? Politics. Things are falling apart is because they need to be washed away. They were poorly constructed they were constructed out of just poorly thought out, immature, how do I put this? Like, besides saying just immature, like a lack of wisdom, right? Things were constructed with the lack of wisdom and foresight, and those things are now being destroyed. Now, on the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Eight of Pentacles reversed is a lack of attention to detail, because Eight of Pentacles right side up is attention to detail. So, right, when you build something out of the the blocks that are made for kids 3 to 6, you don't get a lot of detail. It's like, and that's the reason why the tower might be unstable, the metaphorical tower, because this tower can be the government. This tower can be maybe the company you work for that was built on shoddy, poorly thought out foundations, and whatever it is being washed in the sink, right? The last thing that I saw was a pair of jeans. A pair of jeans, and to me that tells me like it's time to wear the jeans, right? It's time to wear the pants, the big boy pants. It's time to wear the big boy pants, to use the big boy Legos to construct whatever we're going to construct. All right, let's pull oracle cards and see if we can find out more. And then at the end, we are going to pull advice. And again, this is for everybody, all signs. So it's going to be a little general, because the situation is going to be different for everybody. Whatever this disaster is going to be different for everybody. Of course, unless you're just looking at politics or something, in which case it's just you're just witnessing what you're witnessing. Let's see what else there is here. Anything else? Oh, shit. Okay. The cards are jumping. So we have the number 5. The number 5 is the number for conflict, fights, and debates. Kind of goes hand in hand with when things are being destroyed. Usually there's conflicts involved, right? That's the number 5. And then we have, wow, Leo reversed, drama. That's just straight up Leo reversed, drama. That's how I read it. Scorpio reversed, passive aggressive, lashing out at maybe the wrong target, right? Because there's just drama, okay? And then the treasure chest reversed, there could be a financial component. There could be, there always is a financial component to everything right nowadays, but there's a financial component to this fight. And there's a financial component to the reason why the tower is faulty. and there's a reason why the whatever it is, the disaster's happening. There's a reason, and it has to do with it's a financially related reason. Which, I mean, what isn't financially related? Money kind of creeps into everything, but let's see these other cards here. We did have 3 cards come out. These seem a little, almost like more futuristic, like they don't pertain to directly. Let's see what they are. We have the number 0. We have the road and the bridge. Okay, so this is what happens after the disaster. This is why the disaster is happening. This is a reason. The reason is because once we're at 0, once we reset, then we can actually move forward in a way that's easier. The bridge is ease. The path forward is the path forward. The number 0 is the reset. And it's all just saying sometimes you gotta take 2 steps. Wait, no, you gotta take 1 step back to take 2 steps forward. And that is kind of the vibe for that tower. So the tower, like I said, the tower just needs to collapse so we can rebuild it out of better Lego set for adults. On the bottom is the number 8, which is a really good sign because it is a number for construction. And this time it's right side up. So when we build the tower, we're gonna pay attention to those details that we didn't have the ability to before because we lacked the tools, we lacked the maturity, because we were using the little kid Legos. Okay, let's pull some advice and see how we can ride this disaster, or if it's gonna be affecting us. Maybe it's not gonna be affecting you at all and you're gonna be witnessing it. Let's see what the cards have to say about the tower. Yeah, tell me about the advice on how to deal with the tower, advice on how we can face the tower, or how we're gonna have to deal with the tower. Any advice for all signs on this tower energy that's coming up for everybody? I think it's here. To be honest, it's here. It's not coming up, it's here. Tell me about how we can handle this. Okay, we got the Queen of Pentacles. That's good. Queen of Pentacles. Oh wow. Okay. Keep your nose out of anything that's not your business. Mind your own business. That's the Queen of Pentacles with the Fool. 8 of Wands. Let me pull cards. Let me actually, I'm gonna pull cards specifically on the 8 of Wands. Because these two are the advice is mind your own business. I'm actually gonna pull one more tarot card on the 8 of Wands specifically. Why is the 8 of Wands here? Why is the 8 of Wands here? Oh. The Chariot. Oh my God. Don't jump on the bandwagon. Look, it's a wagon. It's a wagon. So don't jump on the bandwagon and get riled up and fall into the rabble, right? The fighting. Don't get dragged into fights. Don't fall into the rabble, because you're gonna be tempted to, because there's a disaster happening and people are going crazy, people are fighting, so you're gonna be tempted to join in. This is saying don't jump on the bandwagon, keep your nose to the grind, mind your own business. All right, and let's just pull a little bit, do one more pull from the Oracle, and then we're gonna close this out. So last little bit of advice for the collective. A little bit of last useful advice. What should collective be doing, focused on, or aware of for the next 2 weeks, whatever? Any advice here? I guess week, because I'm doing a general collective reading next Monday. So every Monday. Let's see. Any other advice? The rope. The rope. Okay. We've got the rope, the nut, the hourglass. One more. Mercury. It's interesting because it's like a power vacuum, right? It's like a power vacuum when an entity loses power or is brought down, there is a vacuum to fill. There is like a spot open. So this is saying, like, when a tower is destroyed, there's a spot open. There's a new architect for hire. Okay, there's a new architect for hire, and it's like opportunities open for people to rebuild. So this is, the advice here is saying, help rebuild. As the tower is falling, I'm not even saying wait for disaster to complete. I'm not even saying that. I'm saying start rebuilding as the tower is being destroyed, because the people who seize the opportunity now, who see the opportunity to build the new while the old is being destroyed, are the people who cash in on the opportunity. They're the people who step in and take the power when the power vacuum is there. And so be prepared for that. Be prepared for when the time comes, the hourglass here, to be the person who initiates the nut, okay, and be committed to the rope, the actions, this is like the back and forth Mercury that need to be taken with regards to the construction, with regards to really, it's just gonna be more logistical work. So there's opportunities for logistical work that arise as the result of the tower. There's just maybe new jobs, maybe new jobs, new functions, new titles, new positions in your work, whatever. It's like things open up because old shit like got flushed, got flushed down the toilet basically, or down the sink, the proverbial sink, because I saw a sink. Okay, I think there's one card here that got flipped. Let me see. Oh, it's a bunch of cards. Oh, let's look at them. A bunch of cards got flipped, so a little tiny sub message here. Let's take a look at it. All right, we've got the Manticore, the Mouth, Virgo. Okay, this is talking more about the rabble, the fighting, what people are saying, because people are talking mad shit. That is the Manticore with the Mouth. There's a lot of shit to talk, okay? And again, it's kind of like about jumping on the bandwagon and minding your own business. Like, don't fall into the trap of being drawn into a fight because everybody's talking about the fight. The Foot with Pisces, again, is kind of like gloss over it, okay? Gloss over it is the Foot with Pisces. I'm not going to explain why, because that would be getting really technical. I'm just going to say, together, that's what it means. And the last couple cards here, we have the Ship with... the Ship with Jupiter. So you stand to benefit from keeping a distance. Jupiter is a blessing, a benefit, a boon, and the Ship is keeping a distance. Again, that Queen of Pentacles from before, keeping a distance and keeping your nose out of it. You stand to benefit because maybe once it's all over, like I said, you are the person, the power vacuum, there's a power vacuum and you step in. But not if you're part of the rabble, not if you're part of the fight. I don't think you get to step into that power vacuum if you're part of the people who are in the fight. Okay, that's your reading, collective. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to check out Patreon, and with that, I'll see you next time.